Breakfast has its place on earth, and that place is the most important meal of the day. So for my breakfast, I'm making instant noodles. First off, we're gonna tear up one of them. I'm using two. You can use three or five if you have large guests, and use the seasoning packet inside. Snip it out and throw this into the bowl. Now these, don't use just one. It'll have more flavor if you just use both of them. So before that, always mix them up first and then snip it out and then just pour that into the bowl. So I'm using both of the oils too. Don't forget the other one. Mix it up and then just snip it out. Now this is sweet soy sauce. This is different because it's thick and sweet. I'm using about a few tablespoons of it. You can always adjust more. So now we're going to move on to the stove top. We're on the big pot. We're going to dump in a lot of water. I'm using kettle water. You can use tap water, fresh water, or sewer water. Just kidding, don't use that. And bring it up to a boil. And I realized that I don't really have enough water, so I'm going to use the fresh water. Yeah, that's enough. While that's boiling, we're gonna crack in our eggs. I always like to crack the eggs each other, and I've let them say goodbye to each other, so don't worry. And always crack the last one at a hard surface. And now it's time to season it, either in Uncle Roger's method using MSG or using salt and pepper as our own main method. Oh, that's way too much pepper, but I think it's a trick statement. But now it's time to use You Suck at Cooking's term called wang jangling. Wang jangling is basically mixing, but in a fun way, and it helps aerate the eggs so it'll be much fluffier and bubblier. See? Bubbles. That's what you need. No streaks of egg yolks or whites. Now keep doing that and let this wait until we're good to go. And there you have your eggs. Now let's check the stove top. Once the water has come to a boil, now's the perfect time to add in your noodles, making sure that you put both of them at the same time because then the noodles will be cooked evenly, I'm pretty sure. And once you take out the trash, cook this for a couple seconds, and then once it's done, flip it. Do you know why? No! Exactly. I don't actually know if this is working or anything, but it does make me feel professionalish and smug, which is what cooking is all about. I'm just kidding. Then we'll cook this for a couple minutes, and then we're gonna break up the noodles, and then we're going to lower down the heat to medium low, slowly. Break up the noodles while it's in the boiling water and resist the temptation to make ramen tacos from iCarly, which your friend has actually ate all of the meatballs. Now we're gonna let this cook for a couple minutes, which is a perfect time to figure out whether you're supposed to cook eggs in oil or margarine or butter if that's your thing. Once the noodles are thoroughly cooked, kill the heat and we're going to strain it. Do you know how? By using Uncle Roger's worst nightmare, the strainer, also known as the colander. It's important to strain your noodles because you're getting excess water that's needed, and you don't want a fried soupy noodles. Unless you're going to make soupy noodles, that's just fine. It's just that don't you have to strain them so the waters won't get out, and avoid the dump move, and just put all the noodles in there. And now we're going to turn our camera around, and we're going to put the noodles in and do the Wang jangling method into the noodles as well. That way it will thoroughly mix in with all the other mix-ins and flavorings and seasonings. You want to thoroughly Wang jangle this in. You don't want a big clump of nothing sitting up on the cabinet and just exotic things happen. Now you can just eat it as it is, but if you're like me and you want something else in it, just put in eggs, cook it in a pan, and here's how you make a French omelet. So after a long consultation, I just decided that margarine, also known as some people say bootleg butter, and just spread that out on the pan. And you might see the heat was not there, and I'm scraping down there. That's because I'm stupid and I did this wrong. It'll still work. You just need to let this melt for a couple minutes and let it foam, I guess. And it'll something will happen for sure. And magic, it's foaming, and you want to lower down the heat. And once the eggs hit the pan, you need to start wang jangling while on the heat. See what I'm doing here? I'm doing the chocolate pen method. Just wang jangling the eggs right in, and see that? That's what you want. It's cooked so fast. That's why I'm killing off the heat once it's already cooked, and we're gonna roll it. This is what French omelets do. No brown whatsoever. And rolling. See? Delicious eggs. I'm not gonna lie, that pepper makes it good. And it's so creamy, it has a nice sheen. Apologize for the sun. And now we're gonna put this on the plate. And there we go. Delicious French omelet made from real French ingredient, which is just eggs and nothing else. So now is the time for us to plate. Now you're done. You can actually plate it while adjusting your camera to see there you go. And there you have it. Breakfast that you can eat while you will have to suffer from cereal the next few days. Now we'll move this for a clickbait thumbnail. And I cannot imagine on how delicious this is. And with that being said, let's try it. Just let me get a few pics for the clickbait thumbnail once again. And now we'll try it. It's way more trickier to eat this while holding a camera, so hope you won't mind. Oh my gosh. That tells you that you've done yourself well, and it's delicious, and you don't feel guilty about it. Now our French omelette, it looks so delicious. Now break this up so we can see the custardy inside. And excuse me for my blurry vision of the camera, but it is custardy. which you needed. So that's it. Thank you.